And welcome back to Death Battle Prediction. And then, first off, finally got another one right. Finally got one under my belt. And to be fair, after hearing Galaxia and Beerus, I'm like, that one actually could have gone either way with the initial viewing of their power sets. But my pick ended up being the correct one. So, woo! I feel happy. Got a good track going here. Now we got Zuko versus Shoto Todoroki. Now, let's be clear. First off, this image is actually made by Blade0886. So, just want to give that proper shout out to them for actually making the thumbnail. But this one, this one gets debatable. This one's debatable for me. This is actually a really tough one. Now, the reason for that is, I get they both have a scar. That when you really look at them, they could theoretically be brothers. But they're very different in many ways. So Zuko, obviously, is the crown prince of the Fire Nation. He's a firebender. Now he can only make fire. Unlike Shoto, who has fire and his right. His left is the fire, his right is the ice. But he has no limit. He's probably got stamina problems that he would tire out. But unlike Todoroki, it doesn't raise his internal temperature to use fire in any way, shape, or form. Whereas using too much fire overheats Todoroki's body. But Todoroki has both fire and ice on his side, which gives him a supreme advantage from just a offensive capability. Todoroki also is capable, we know, of increasing his fire well past normal means of heat. Similar to Endeavor, doing like the prominence burn, where he basically just incinerates something going white hot. Zuko, we haven't seen him do that. Now, maybe in the expanded Korra world, or the novels, the comics, maybe that's different. Maybe he does in fact have that ability to go like white hot or blue, like his sister, which is much hotter than normal fire. Hence why she's considered a prodigy. Prodigy, sorry. But yeah, so Todoroki can still go much higher than Zuko. The problem with Todoroki is that in the world of My Hero Academia, quirks are still physical abilities that carry a limit to most users. Like, most users have a limit to what they can do with their quirks physically. We see Bakugo, when he uses too much of an explosion, his wrists, his bones start to creak and shake and risk. And he can actually run out of firepower just because it's about sweat and ignition. So if he's not sweating or anything like that, then yeah, he can't really use his abilities. And even when he's using his abilities, it will tire him out. We see that with Ida. We see that with Deku. We see that honestly with a lot of the characters. Quirks, while amazing, are still have physical limitations. Todoroki's no exception. With his left side, with his fire, it raises his internal body temperature until he can't take it anymore. With his ice, it actually causes him to slow down and freeze. But at the same time, Todoroki does, at least on his left side, have a level of fire resistance. He's able to make fire come off him, so he must have a certain level of resistance to the fire. Same with the ice, not so much, but even then, he's still got a level of resistance to cold that's higher than the average individual. Zuko, and anyone in the Avatar universe, are not immune, as why Zuko has a scar, to fire, or ice, or water, or earth, or anything like that. An earthbender can still be killed by earth, an airbender can still be killed by air, water by water, fire by fire. So, the thing is, though, Zuko is a much better fighter overall. We've seen that. He's a skilled swordsman and martial artist, and knows how to use his fire in conjunction with that, whereas Todoroki is not a close combat fighter. He is a long-range fighter, and if he gets close, he'll point blank you, but that can be said by anyone. So, it's very difficult. Zuko's ability to redirect lightning obviously would not play a factor here. It's very difficult, honestly, for me to say who would be the more advantageous, who has the advantage here. But if I'm going to go on my gut right now, I'm going with Zuko. The reason for that is, he's just far better equipped for handling a close-range fight. But also, he's actually used to going into combat against other firebenders and elemental users, like the Avatar, like waterbenders, like earthbenders. So he already has a leg up on that. Whereas Todoroki when we really see Todoroki's battle so far, and I haven't gone all through the manga all the way till, I mean, I'm not caught up on I'm caught up on the manga, I haven't read like the in-between stuff between, say, My Villain Academia arc and the paramilitary arc, or basically where Shimura he wakes up basically, and him and Bakugo and Deku are fighting. They're trying to keep him at bay. So yeah, I haven't really read the middle of that, so I don't know what else Todoroki really demonstrates. But Todoroki is still, even when we look at him fighting other individuals, he has a problem. We've never seen him really go toe-to-toe with other elemental users that much. Take the movies out of the equation, because those are the movies, unless Deathwall decides to go with the movies. So, I mean, I'm just going by all the fights I've seen him go in my head. I've seen him use or go through. And yeah, I mean, he went up against Gale Force. I believe that's his name there, the guy who can control wind, but that really didn't do much. I mean, that really wasn't a fight per se. They were really more fighting against each other, not really duking out one-on-one. They were trying to show the other up, which didn't really work out that well. No, I mean, you factor in like he's not even really in the overhaul arc, and he doesn't fight an elemental user in the joint training arc, which is one of my favorite arcs so far. Just showing off all these kids and what they can do and all that. So yeah, he doesn't have really real experience fighting other fire users, let alone other elemental users. Whereas Zuko does have that advantage, and while he's not immune to fire, he doesn't have the physical limitations that Shoto's quirk instill on him. He can keep spamming fire in large amounts of fire all day, every day. Add on to the fact that he's a skilled swordsman and martial artist. I think that's going to give him the edge ultimately. But that's my opinion. What do you think? You think it's going to be Todoroki? You think it's going to be Zuko? My money right now is on Zuko, but I could be completely wrong, and that's okay. Because both these guys, I like both these characters a lot. So, I mean, if you're going to ask me which I like more as a character, I'm going to say Zuko. So maybe that plays a little bias. But I am really trying to look at this from a non-biased standpoint about, trying to be as impartial with their abilities as possible. And from the looks of it, I'd say that Zuko holds the more advantages over Todoroki in this regard. But ultimately, let me know what you think. Put it in the comments below and let me know. Till then, though, I hope you enjoyed. Thanks for watching. Click that bell if you want to be notified. Like, comment, share, subscribe. And as always, if you want us to review something, put in the comments below. Let us know. We'll do a review of it at some point. 90s who would win. Star Wars, Super Magic, what if, anything to do with the channel. Put in the comments below. Let me know. I'll get to that at some point. But thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed. And I'll see you next time.